rolling in the intro music. Oh, gosh. Yay.
You never play stuff.
Yeah, we're live. Live. Yep, we're live. Hey, Butch. How are you doing? Hey,
Yeah.
Bill. Did you think of anything else? If you did, text me. What's up, Will? Well, as everyone just kind of chimes in, chimes on, let's get this show on the road. Today, the poll in the video was, are pretzels chips? Because I just asked that as a random question because you buy chips in the pretzel aisle, which is technically the snack food aisle. I get it. I just was curious. I mean, I realized that, and you guys were great. You chimed in and gave me a bunch of opinions on pretzels.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of pretzels. I like soft pretzels because we go to Disney all the time. I love eating soft pretzels. Disney does have disgusting cheese for their pretzels. I should ask who likes mustard on their pretzels.
What's up, Rudy?
Because mustard on the pretzels is an acquired taste, but yet still yummy.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a ton of answers, and I appreciate that. That was a fun little poll, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Yep.
I sure as heck did. So fun, lots of good times there. Anything? Yeah. You haven't watched it yet, so you don't know. Oh, and also thanks. There was one suggestion for watching Vikings, which I found humorous because we were actually just talking about that last week.
Yeah.
Fernando was like, "Hey man, did you ever watch Vikings?" And I was like, "I tried, but then I got." Did you ever watch Vikings? Hey, what's up, Carlos?
Yeah.
Carlos Lopez.
There you go.
Lopez
Power.
Yeah, Lopez Power. It's John Smith.
Yeah.
Anyway, so someone recommended Vikings, so you should probably give that a try, and then tell me if it's good.
I'm gonna try that.
I'll go and watch it if it's good.
What's up, Donnie?
I'm waiting for Netflix, or not Netflix. Amazon Prime is going to have Jack Ryan. You know.
Yes.
The show, the movies.
The movie.
They're actually going to do a TV show.
Really?
Yeah, starting next year. Hey, it's Terry. What's up, Terry?
Jack Ryan.
So they're
I
gonna
like
have,
the movie.
The movie was good,
movie
but this is going to actually be a TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that. I know it's the little things in life. Please talk in Spanish. All right, say something in Spanish for Terry.
¿Qué tal, Terry? ¿Cómo estás?
Wow, I could have just said taco, burrito, enchilada, and hit a heck of a lot more than you on that one. That was weak. So, question of the day, I should say. I mean, I know it's Monday, and it's like, it's Monday, but I mean, some days you just don't have it. I mean, I'm pretty much an upbeat guy most of the time. People that know me are just like amazed at the amount of energy I have with the amount of work that I do. And good, thanks. But today, man, just wasn't feeling it. You know, the day started out kind of like, and just went, I mean, it actually started okay because it started with the whole pretzel thing. So when I woke up and saw my feed of responses, I was kind of caught off guard. I was like, why is there so many responses on this video? And I totally forgot about the pretzel thing. And then today is just like, I guess I needed a nice, I don't know, maybe it was because we sat outside in the sun.
Oh my God, that was really hot.
3 hours.
That was hot, man.
Alright, so for all you northern guys, I understand that the trees, the leaves are falling, and winter is coming, as they say. But it's not coming here.
It never comes.
We all have those days, yeah. It ain't coming, and today, honestly, it felt hotter than the hottest day in July. It was so bad.
Yeah. That was bad.
But yeah, no, today was just that day, man. I was not feeling it at all. It's not that I didn't want to be here. It's just like nothing was.
And honestly, that was nothing excited today. Like,
no.
Nothing.
No. Hello from Sweden. What's
up? What's up, Richard?
Yeah, today was just kind of a.
Oh no, it's not Richard. It's Richard.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Hello.
That's why I just went hello from Sweden because way easier. Yeah, so, another thing, too, we've said it before, and Alexander, hello from Sweden.
There you go, Alex.
Hello from Stillwater, Oklahoma. What's up? What's up? See? Told you, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Home of the fine product, Kicker, where are they at?
Right there.
Behind you. Oh, there's the L7. There's another L7.
There's 2 more L7s.
There's 2 more L7s. Wow, we have a lot of L7s out. I never even noticed that.
A wall over here of Kicker.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
You going to Oklahoma?
I need to go to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I need to go to Kicker headquarters.
John told you.
Yes, need to go to Kicker headquarters in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I got to make that trip. I need to talk to them.
Yeah.
Not need to talk to the 2 Facebook guys. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Miami? Miami.
Oh, Michigan.
MI is Michigan. I think. Yeah? MC? MI. Fuck, I don't know. I'm from Michigan.
Now it's Michigan, okay.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
For you.
Thanks,
you go.
Bill. Thanks, Bill. It's okay. Bill said it's okay, guys. Bill said it's okay. All right, well, and if it's okay, Bill, I'm going home. Fernando, take over the show. What's up?
Julian.
So, anyways, hello, fellow installers, Gen X.
Apple's here.
Yeah,
Eric,
what's up, Eric?
What's going on?
Guys, no, we knew it was guys. It's okay, man. You don't have to worry about spell check, man. We're all internet, tech savvy, uneducated kids spell crap. Every Monday,
up,
people
John?
go live. Oh, what's up? Thanks, John. If we could bring some joy to your Monday, then maybe that'll change my otherwise mood. So, quick update on... We talked about this before. I think we even talked about it Saturday, which was the live show we did on YouTube. Okay. We tried to go Friday, but Friday we were actually filming a 911 video. Ended up taking all day long. Kind of screwed everything up. So we ended up having to go live Saturday. Mm-hmm. Today's video on the install diaries went up, and I mentioned that kids were going back to school.
Right.
And a few people were like, my kid's been back in school for weeks. And yes, you got to remember, when we film these, some of these videos are actually 4 to 6 weeks old. About 4 weeks. Usually we're about a month behind on those because we film every day. Mm-hmm. And some days are slow and we'll combine days together. Other days are busy. We have to split them apart.
Yep.
So the idea is that we will have a constant stream of install videos for you guys to see. But because of it, we made mistakes here and there. And sometimes we'll say things that are relevant to the time we're actually filming them and not so relevant to the now. Meaning like that fact that kids went back to school and they went back to school 4 weeks ago or wherever it was. So yeah. So we just wanted to, full disclosure, we want to have tons of content. And the only way we can do that is to film every day, but there's no way we can put up 5 videos a day on install diaries.
Right.
Because they take like 4 to 5 hours to edit each one. And it's a lot of fun. Plus, there's all the other content like this show here. Mm-hmm. The news show is going to be starting this week, so that's exciting. I'm excited about the news show. We haven't forgot about that. You guys extremely wanted the news show, so the news show is coming. That'll be probably, I'm not going to give you a date, but it's going to be this week. I don't know what day this week, but the news show, the first news show, the beta, or the test, or whatever you want to call it, the first news show will be this week sometime. And then, of course, install diaries, and of course, I'm excited that I just wish I had more time to edit because we shot the unboxing of Alpine's ILX 207.
Yes, that's nice.
And I want to get that video up like now, but it's a 4 or 5 hour edit because we cover everything. That radio does so much stuff, and it's an impressive radio.
Yeah, it is. It is a cool radio.
I'm very impressed with what Alpine has done with the 207. I'm really kind of disappointed that they're not really getting behind that product more because it's badass.
I'm just sad for one thing. That's it.
What?
The wireless CarPlay.
Why it doesn't have wireless CarPlay?
Yeah.
I'm not so sad about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, 107 has.
Yeah,
207 is...
They're just not the same radios, man. They're not the same radios.
Anyway.
What I want is a 107 with all the features on a 207, but yeah.
So you want a 207 with wireless CarPlay?
You're killing me here.
Anyway. Alright,
start asking questions.
Donnie say, I recently was given a 94 Corolla.
Okay.
It's a bucket, but I'm using it for work. It has a 70 amp alternator, no power windows, no power locks, just a basic budget car.
Yep.
Any 4-channel amplifier do you suggest that not break the bank?
Yeah, okay, so that's a good question. Actually, Pioneer makes the GMD 8604 4.
Yes.
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 And it's a great amplifier. It's like 100 watts by 4, Class D power. It's real reasonable. It's under 150 bucks. That's a great amp to choose from. That's a great amp. Also, you could look at like Rockford Prime. Prime makes a 200 or 200 by 4. That's also extremely reasonable. Also, if you're just looking for small budget, don't want to get crazy on the install, check out the brick amps. Hold on. Pioneer makes this, the GMD 1004. Alpine makes this, which is the KTP 445A. These are both 50 watts by 4 real power. And what I mean by that is like a radio says it has 50 watts by 4. It doesn't. It's really between 12 and 18 watts by 4.
Right.
These will get you back up to the real 50 watts by 4. And you don't have to run like an 8 gauge in grounds, and you can bury these in a dash. You can run a 12 gauge to the battery if you want. In some cases, you can actually use the existing power behind the radio. So if you're just looking to make it a little bit louder, like you want to add some nicer speakers, but you don't want to go crazy, that'd be good. Now, if you're trying to do like half on highs, half on subs, that kind of 4-channel thing, let's stick with the Pioneer or the Rockford.
Okay. All right. Hello to Patrick. St. Lucie,
Florida.
Yeah, Martinez Armado. What's going on, buddy? ¿Cómo estás? All right, Alan. Regarding the head unit dynos, if the RCA, the store, let's say a 38 or 40, and varies a little bit by each source, could the source level adjust be lowered for each source, such as the
Yes. Yeah, I know where they're going with it.
40.
So basically I see what you're saying. So basically what you're asking is if we lower the source level adjust down, can we bring the volume control up so that we can max out the volume? Yeah, you could do that. Yes, you could do that. There's no reason why you couldn't, because all the source level control is an extension of the actual volume control. It's not changing anything. It's just, if this is peak, you can go a little bit higher. If this is peak, you can go a little bit lower. So yeah, you could do that. Actually, when we first started filming those, that was an idea we were toying with. Do we go down? And then it just got to, we don't want these to be 20-minute video. Do we level control? Because there's a lot of stuff you can do when using source level control. And it's been pointed out to us extensively, right. And it's like, yeah, we know, but we also want these videos to be like between 5 and 7 minutes long so that people will watch them and not like their head hurts because we've just gone off the deep end. So we decided to scale it back to what they are, which is real simple. We weren't even going to show the actual using the SLA to improve it, but then we're like, we have to, because a lot of these radios are only putting out a 2.5 volt output, and they're supposed to be putting out 4 volt. Right. And it's all because what the device, the source you're using is that input is so low. So yeah, definitely. If you want to make sure that 40 peaks out, turn the SLA down. Yeah. No problem there.
He say that will be impact the voltage output.
Yeah, it will. It'll turn it down and give it less so that you can max out the volume more. Okay.
All right. Let's see, man. When I buy my next car, I'm calming down so that you guys can put this stuff.
Okay.
Cool, man. Let's see another question. What's up, Chad? Say what's up.
What's up,
Watching
Frank?
From Kansas City, Missouri.
Maryland in the house.
Carrie, I don't really see the need for a wireless CarPlay. Most phone, they need to charge it. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. And we got, it's like, I knew when we made the ILX 107 video, we were going to get a lot of thumbs down on that video just because there's haters. And I don't mean haters in the sense that they dislike us. It's just if you're not on my team, you suck. So if you're an Android user, you just by nature are not a fan of iPhones for whatever reason. If you're an iPhone user, you're skeptical of anybody using an Android phone because you're like, are you crazy? And that's the look that both of us have towards each other. And that's fine. But next year will be Android Auto wireless, okay? And so I'm assuming the conversation will be a tad bit different when everyone that has Android Auto is complaining that, oh man, that's the only radio that has Android Auto wireless. Why can't I have wireless? Everyone asked when CarPlay and Android Auto came out, the first question that everyone asked was wireless. How come I can't do it over Bluetooth?
Right.
And the simple answer was the pipes aren't big enough. Bluetooth doesn't carry enough data in order for that to work. So in order for it to work, in order for the user experience to be the way it needs to be, it has to be done over Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi uses a lot more battery life. We know this.
Yeah.
But regardless of charging the phone, now that everyone is on an equal playing field and that most of these phones are all going to be statically charged, matte, just charge my battery, just laying there, okay? We all know it's going to that. Apple's 8 is that, the 10 is that, the Galaxy is that. All the phones are going to be that way. If you're going for a 2-hour drive, yeah, it's going to kill the battery. You're going to plug it in, and they all still give you the option to plug it in. But like I drive 15 minutes to work every morning. Okay, my phone sits in my pocket. If I got in my car, turned it on, and my phone paired up, and I drove to work without having to take my phone out of my pocket and doing wireless CarPlay, that's the ideal situation. That's what that is meant for. Now, if I'm driving to Orlando and I got to have my map on, and I'm not going to have it in my pocket, it's going to get really hot and burn my leg. I don't want to burn my leg. Yeah. So wireless is the way. I mean, that's why Bluetooth exists in the first place, because no one wanted to take their phones out of their pocket. They just want to talk. They don't want to talk like this. They want hands-free. They want eyes on the road. But then it became more. It became like I can leave it in my center console, my pocket, my purse, my whatever, my backpack. I don't have to deal with it.
Access to my music,
so battery life gets better every year. When these phones come out, these phones' battery life is even better. Granted, they're doing more and more stuff every year. So it's the future. It's what's going to happen. 2 years from now, we won't even be having the conversation of could you imagine having to plug your phone into your car? I mean, oh my God. I mean, think about it. I mean, at this point now, you keep your phone in your pocket, you push to start. I mean, we don't even do this anymore. I mean, so it's just evolution of things. Hate it if you will, because it's Apple. I get it. But next year will be Pioneer. This year showed the first Android Auto wireless system at the Android conference that Google held this year. They were the only ones to show it. So it's coming. It's going to be here. You guys all have access to it.
It's going to be everywhere.
So embrace it. Love it.
Yeah.
Buy the Ghost Charger. Okay, sorry.
All right, William. 2014 Tahoe. Best in Tahoe.
Tahoe. There's a power distribution block. So you have gas pedal, brake pedal, power distribution block.
Yeah.
Pull the power distribution block out. There's a rubber grommet-like thing in the firewall that you pull out, and behind it is a nipple that you can drill through, and you can put a big ass hole because the grommet's like 2.5 inches.
Yeah, you can.
So, yeah, there you go. It's right there. But we always pull the power distribution. It just pinches. There's actually like no screws.
No.
You
just clips,
lift and fold it down and
just
behind it, and just go right through. No problem.
Yeah.
Easy car.
All right, Carl. I have a 2013 Ford Fusion. Where is a good head unit and dash kit for an iPad and Android
For what?
For an iPad and Android combination.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
I'm thinking it's like Android Auto.
If you're trying to do Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, then most of the new, like the new Kenwood, the new Alpine, the new Pioneer, all offer swapping capabilities. So it doesn't matter what phone you have anymore. You can just plug it in. Even the Sony does that. Just one USB, plug it in. It'll play either phone you want. It doesn't matter. I can say that with the current Kenwood models that do like the 7704, 9704, 6904, they all have dual phone pairing as well as the Pioneer, the new NEX, the 23 and the 13. They all do dual phone pairing over Bluetooth. It doesn't matter if you're not using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. If you have an iPhone and he has a Android phone or whatever, you guys can both pair over Bluetooth and hot swap between the two phones actively. I mean, we show all that in the video. So any one of the new radios they're all, and as far as the user experience goes for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it doesn't matter the brand. That's universal. It's the same. Good evening, Corey.
All right. Eric.
Yes.
How do you guys deal with the active noise canceling on the Acuras and Hondas? Do you unplug the module or the mics?
Okay, great question. It depends. And there again, if we can get to the module fairly easy, like in some of the Acuras, the module's literally up in the passenger footwell, drop the carpet down, little silver boxes there, you unplug it, you're good. If we can get to that, or if it's a Honda Accord and you can actually get the pocket out fairly easy to unplug it, then we'll just do that. Otherwise, if it's like we got to remove 10,000 things to get to it, we're just going right to the mics because the mics aren't that hard to get to. We'll drop the center console down, cut the mic, cap it off, we'll pull the headliner down in the back and unplug it. We've gotten fairly proficient at that. You know, the mic in the back is really the trickiest because you have to make sure you don't actually warp or taco or crease the headliner. So it's a two-person job for sure. But that's what we do for those. It's, you know, it's an either or depending on the situation. I prefer to just unplug the silver box and be done with it because it's a lot less work. But if I got to go on a treasure hunt to find it, no.
All right. Let's see. Richard, hello. I have a Samsung S7 phone paired with a 5800. Sometimes when I play in Pandora or Bluetooth audio, I can hear staticky noise.
Not specifically that type of noise. I mean, any time. Okay, noise is going to happen whether you're using an Android phone or an iPhone. It's the whole thing about noise is isolation. I mean, you have to find out if it's the noise through like the Pandora side of things. Is it just coming over Bluetooth? Sometimes these radios develop issues with the Bluetooth, specifically the Pioneers. The Bluetooth audio chip is different than the Bluetooth phone chip, so they're two separate radios in the device, and sometimes one will go bad. And static sometimes is a clear indicator that it is going bad. Now, if it's just doing it on Pandora, but it's not doing it on, let's say, Bluetooth as a source, then that just might be something to do with the Pandora app working that way through the device, and it just might be it needs an update of some kind, either through Pandora or through Pioneer. Most of the time it's through Pandora because Pandora loves to break it constantly. So that would be what I would check. Try like different source and see if it still does the same thing.
All right, Thomas. On the Kenwood units, on the new Kenwood units, other than the screen, the warning screen, OK screen, going away, the interface is any different?
Yeah, the new 4 Series units have a new menu structure. They redesigned. Okay, so when you went from a 2, like a 9902, to a 9903, it was a total rewrite of the operating system. They changed everything. They went to not Windows, not Mac. What's the other one? The open source one. Jesus. It's Monday. Anyways, they changed the whole operating system format. They're not using Windows CE. They're not using Android, which a lot of manufacturers are, believe it or not, in the background. They went to a whole. I got it. The third one. I can't remember it right now. I'm sorry. So it was a total rewrite. They went to a dual core processor. Now they went from the 03 to the 04. And what it is it's an incremental update in that they allowed it to. Thanks, Fro. That's the kit you need for the Ford Fusion.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason. So what it allowed it to do is that was the first generation. The 03 was the first generation on that new chipset. So the 04 is taking advantage of what they learned from the 03. So like it has a new dual menu system. Before when you used to hit menu, it would just bring up a bottom menu. Now it brings up a top and bottom menu with more information on it. So the downside to all of it, like it's faster than 03. The 04 is faster. The 04 also, because they went to the dual core processor in it, they've also changed from an 03 to 04. They changed the audio section because they were able to do that. So now the whole audio section is totally different from any other. It's a higher end audio section. So not only is the preamp better, the amplifier is better. So there's so much different between 03 and 04 other than the OK. There's sound. It sounds better. It's faster. The operating system is further optimized. At the end of the day, it's a better radio. It's hands down a much better radio. The one suck on it all is if you need the HDMI input, they took that out. For whatever reason, I don't know why, the HDMI went away. But if you're asking, is the 04 better than an 03, it's a substantially better radio than an 04. I mean, an 03. So, yeah, If you can get a deal on an 03, I totally get it. You know, if like an 04 is $200 more, well, yeah, get the 03. But if you want better sound, go for the 04.
All right, Carlos. Carlos said, I have a 2016 Carlos. Any idea where's the max mounting depth on the front speakers?
On what?
On the front speakers.
Of a what?
On the Toyota Corolla.
Toyota Corolla, no idea. Okay.
Also, I have what?
If you go to pioneerelectronics.com, which is Pioneer's website, scroll all the way down to the bottom. They have an application guide there, and in that application guide, you can log in what type of car you have, and they will give you the mounting depth for your speakers. So check that out.
Now, also, have you ever worked with this Imagine Dynamics?
Image Dynamics.
Yeah,
yes, actually, used to be a huge Image Dynamic dealer many, many years ago. When Image Dynamic first came out, we sold the heck out of them. Had a great time with it. I used to own a set of the Image Dynamic horns. We sold the ID Max. And then they made a mistake and made some poor business decisions. And they are where they are now, and we no longer do anything with them. It's good stuff. The ID Max is an amazing woofer. It's way cutting edge. But yeah, we haven't done anything with them for years.
All right. Fabian, what's the best entry budget base setup? I don't want to break the bank, so.
Okay, our 5 o'clock special is a set of kicker comp C's and a kicker. What is it? CX?
Yeah.
CX?
The 600.
CX A301 or the CX 301. Yeah. The 300 watt kicker amp. That's our kind of, I was looking up because they're mounted on the wall over there. That's kind of our 5 o'clock special. That box you can get anywhere, like $200. I think the amp is somewhere in the 150 range. I have no idea. I don't sell the stuff, but so for like $350, you get two 12s in a factory box, the kicker box and the amp. The only thing you need is a power kit, and we recommend the LP7-2 pack line level output converter because it has auto turn on. The amp does have it built in, so if you have an older car, you're okay. Something that doesn't have a factory class D amplifier, it has auto turn on built into it. So yeah, check those out.
All right, Frank, can I use 0 gauge for power on my kicker 600 amp?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna fit.
Well, it's not gonna fit. No, you need a distribution block.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not gonna fit in the hole. It's a 4 gauge input. Okay, next.
All right, Carrie. No hate here. I am actually considering to getting an iPhone because just the random glitch on sometimes getting Android Auto. But I love using Waze navigation for some. You make a very good point there.
Okay, if you want to use Waze and you have an iPhone, okay, if that is not thank you on that. I was not assuming you were a hater. Trust me, it's something we deal with every day. If you want to use Waze and you have an iPhone, there's one radio you want to own, and that is a Pioneer. And it's either the 23 or the 1300 NEX. It could be a 1330. It could be a 1300, it could be a 23, MVH, doesn't matter. One of the new NEX radios will allow you to do Waze through app radio on the Pioneer. And it is not like any other experience. So if you have like if you have a 4000 series or a current NEX model and you have to use the lightning connector and all, it's not like that. If you have one of the AVH X series radios, like a 390, a 490, or any of the derivatives of that, it's not like that. It is crystal clear, awesome, 100% speedy, way cool. If you want to see it work, check out any one of the videos we did. We just did one on the MVH 2300, and we show you Waze working from the iPhone, and it looks gorgeous, and it works perfect.
Yeah.
And it still works, unlike all the other stuff that broke when you went to 11. None of those, all the current radios, they don't work, but that radio still works fine.
All right, Thomas, do you think Alpine has been taking too many drugs when it comes to the pricing? The ILX 207 is not that bad price, but if you order the digital output, the DVD, they want $500.
Correct.
It has nobody told them the Blu-ray is less than $100.
okay, so here's the deal with the DVD player. The DVD player was brought out for a totally different purpose than the ILX. It was brought out because of the big restyle radios that they have. Someone said to them, hey, you guys are coming out with these giant radios and you have no spinning media. And they were like, well, we don't need it. And they were like, no, you got to have a spinning media. So they said, all right. So they made a very few of these DVD players to add to these restyle radios. Consequently, the ILX 207 is on the same software platform, so it will work with it. The real use for that input, though, is not to work with the DVD player, it's to work with the overhead. Because if you have a 207 and you buy the HDMI overhead from Alpine, you can connect the two together and you could actually control the overhead from the front 207 and get the HDMI from that to play into the radio. So you can essentially put a DVD in overhead, it'll play on the screen. And it has dual HDMI. It's the only radio that has HDMI in and HDMI out. So then you can plug in your smartphone and have Netflix go up to the screen in the back without having to do anything stupid, like adding in RCA to HDMI adapter. So that was kind of the idea behind it. Now, when it comes to DVD players and Alpine price points, look up a DVA 5200. Original price on it is either 5200 or 5100. The DVA 5100 might have been it. When the DVA 5100 came out, it was $1,000. Yeah. And it didn't have last position memory. So every time you shut off the car, the DVD player would go back to the beginning. Turn on the car, you'd have to sit there and menu through to get the difference between a 5201 or 5100 and a 5200 was adding the last position memory. It was still $1,000 though. I think by the time it ran its course, the lowest you could buy it for was probably $799. So when it comes to that market, Alpine is smoking some serious crack. But that's why they make it. It's just to appease some people that were like, oh, it doesn't have a DVD. All right, fine, here. At least they consider that. No one else would. You know, everyone else would be like, oh, sorry, hey, it doesn't work. Too bad, guys.
Alright, I'm buying the 4200 NEX and I'm getting the Idatalink. Will the wiring harness be the only one to have to buy?
Well, when you buy an Idatalink piece, you buy the corresponding harness if they make one. So, for example, if you buy an RR and it's going on a Ford, you have an FO2 and FO1. If you buy a GM, you have GM 2, 3, 4, 5. You have Chrysler 1, 2, 3. You have Honda 1, Toyota 1, 2. And there's a Volkswagen 1 and a Volkswagen 2. Now, if you're buying something like a Subaru, then you're just going to use the harness that comes in the box with the RR, because all you're going to be doing is giving it power, ground, and data high, data low, can high, can low, and that's it. It's steering wheels, you know. So that's what you have to consider if you're buying if it's for a car that they make the wiring harness for, you have to buy the wiring harness. You don't have to, but it does make your life a heck of a lot easier.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for the help on the fuse. Yes, thanks, Jason at Stereo Kings out of the Great White North. There you go, from New York. What's up, Michael? What's up, Jason? What's up? Apparently the feed got frozen. We have the beautiful network from our crappy Wi-Fi, so we decided to just go ahead and shut it off and restart it.
Yep.
So just in case if we didn't answer your question or if it got frozen before we answered your question, you know, you can obviously check it out. Focal or Hertz 6x9 components. Does Hertz even make a 6x9 component? I don't know. All right, for 6x9 components, we've been using the Focal integration series.
Yeah.
Really successful. We do a lot of Ford F-150s with those, and they sound amazing. However, the new one that we just got in, we've talked about them here on the show before, that we just got back, or we just got in, is the new Alpine X-Type components. They make a 6x9 component that is, so check those out. They're reasonably priced. They're not crazy, crazy money. They're semi-reasonably priced. They are more than the Focal, I think, but really nice looking speaker, exotic materials, high-res audio compatible. So don't worry, Steve, you're never late to the party. The party's never over. So hello from San Diego, California.
Oh yeah.
home of where the Chargers once were, which I have a friend that is a big Chargers fan, and he's just like, I can't watch them anymore. No, he can't watch the Chargers because.
All right.
You know.
Roberto says subs that you recommend to install in a 1990 F-150 single cab.
Yo, Drew. Price on Alpines. I have no idea what the price is, but if you give Paul a call tomorrow, he'll be more than happy to give you prices on anything you want, as long as you're in the U.S. 727-216-6170.
Yep.
Now, what was the question about the truck?
F-150, 1990 subs.
Ooh. 1990 F-150 single cab?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to do a shallow mount. Woo, that's gonna be a tight squeeze. I remember doing a lot of those back in the day. I would go kicker. I'd go with the kicker comp RTs. If you have the leather interior and you're worried about the subwoofer pressing up against it, though, the Phoenix Gold, the front is a little bit thinner, so that would also be a thought there, is to go Phoenix Gold. If you have a Phoenix Gold dealer in your area, check out their shallow mount woofers. Those sound really good, too. We're going to get the 13 Fusion dash kit and don't relocate the AC vents. I'd have to check out that dash kit and see what it looks like. Jason was the one that put it up there for us. I don't know. You can give Paul a call and we can ship it to you if you're here in the U.S. Otherwise, there's always the internets.
Yeah.
It was funny. We had a comment on today's video about how someone bought the car, the Camaro in particular. The guy bought all the equipment online, and he had the 9601, and we sold him a new power kit because he had the CCA wire, and apparently I made a point of talking about it, and someone said, I can't believe you sold this guy a whole new kit to run, 3 feet of power wire. And it's not just the power wire, it's also the RCA, the remote turn-on, the CCA, RCAs. There's all that in it. It's just a cheap kit. Now,
yeah.
The thing we have to consider is that we have a business here and that we also have responsibilities to our customer. If you bring us a product and we put it in and something goes wrong, you're going to expect us to service it. If we put our kit in and our kit goes bad, we're going to run a new RCA or we're going to fix whatever happened with that kit. If you bring us a kit and we put it in your car, we put your car all back together and the RCAs don't work, now what? Now we've wasted all that time putting your kit in and it doesn't work. If I sold you a kit, I have a pretty good track record with the kits I sell we don't have issues with. So there's a lot more to it than just 3 feet of wire. It's a whole service, warranty, time issue, and for us, that's what it comes down to. So if I put your kit in and it's bad, then I got to pull it back out. And I'm not going to charge it twice, even though I've done twice the work. I can't do that. So for us, you just buy the kit, and we don't have to worry about it. That's just how it goes.
So yeah.
Can I use in Georgia. Wire? Oh, so that's the other question. Can I use the 0-gauge wire into the
kicker 600.1?
It doesn't take a 0-gauge, but there are companies that make a 0-gauge to 4-gauge step down, which is what you need to do that.
Yeah.
So if you get the step down from 0 to 4, you could do it. And I know Stinger makes one, and I'm pretty sure that New Concepts makes one. There's a bunch of people out there that are making that. So just buy the step down things.
Old School Stereo.
Oh, was he on there?
Yeah.
Derek?
Like that, yeah.
Right. Okay.
What are some 1500 watts amp price of $50 and others 1500 watts amp price? Yes.
Okay. Hey Derek, I didn't forget. I have a great idea, by the way, for the collab video. So I'm gonna get with you and text you back. So I haven't forgot. I just had a real hectic weekend, and yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna cost me money, but that's okay. It won't cost you anything. You know the answer to this question too. That's what's irritating. So the question is, why are some amps cheaper than others? And they lie and say. And actually, I'll direct this towards a video of Old School. So Old School Car Stereo is a channel on YouTube, and they do what's called amp dynos. So if you've seen our radio dyno, it's a really scaled down version of what he does with amplifier. So he takes an amplifier, he tests it, and actually sees the real power. So you could say yay or nay. If it's a 1,000 watt amp, is it really a 1,000 watt amp? The answer is, to compare it, he just did a amplifier dyno on a what the hell was it? We'll say not a name brand amplifier because I can't remember which one it was. And the amplifier ended up, I was just telling you about it, the amplifier put out like 200 watts. It was 1,500 watts and it put out 200 watts. It was $50.
What's up, Ed?
So the reality is, the truth in advertising versus reality on what an amplifier actually does.
Yeah.
And that comes down to you get what you pay for. If you pay $50 for something and you think, okay, so if you're looking at something that costs $1,000 and you're looking at something that costs $50 and you're looking at the specs and the one that costs $1,000 says that it's 1,000 watts and the one that costs $50 says it's 1,500 watts. There has to be some common sense involved in that to realize that it's not the same. You're not comparing apples with apples. There's no way one company can do it for $50 and another company can do it for $1,000. Now, if you're looking at an amp that costs $750 and another amp that costs $1,000, and you're like, okay, maybe that's reasonable. But it all comes down to BS, man. And these manufacturers all believe in BSing the customers because they're playing on the fact that it just looks cool. It's 1,200 watts. No, it's not. I mean, some of them are nice, and they'll say, yeah, it's 2,400 watt max. And you get down there, and they'll say it's 600 watts normal power. And you're like, well, how the hell did they get 2,400 watts out of it? And that's what his channel is all about, is showing you that, look, man, buyer beware. You know, you don't get something for nothing. And now, is there still a place for those amplifiers? Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, Planet Audio, Crunch, Audio Pipe,
different brands.
You name it. There's a ton of them, and I'm not picking on any. Power Acoustic, you know, there's plenty. We've talked about this, I think, last week.
Yeah.
Big D Wiz is the man. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
There's a market for these amplifiers, and it all comes down to money. And that if you're look, not everyone has $500 to spend on an amplifier. I totally get that, and that's the reality. However, there should be no reason. Yes, the Boss amp. Thank you, Jason. But there's still no reason why, if you love audio, you shouldn't be able to be able to have audio. You just have to realize that, look, just because I can't afford the Rockford 1,500 watt amplifier because it's as much as 4 car payments, I should still be able to buy some car audio because I love car audio. And that's where those products come in. You still have to use a little common sense, though, and know that there's no way, you know, you can buy a 1,500 watt amp for $50. You have to spend real money. I'm not saying, you know, obviously the Rockford amp's $950, I think. Well, yeah, but you're still going to get similar power, you may have to spend $300.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. And by no means will they be the same quality. It's not going to happen. You know, there's Rolls-Royce and there's Kia. I mean, that's how the world exists. So, but anyways, thanks for the question. And yeah. All right, go ahead.
Hey guys, Steven. Hey guys, I installed the LC7i in a 2014 Civic Si. And when the volume is low, like 0, it's a white noise. White noise.
Whiny noise?
Yeah.
White noise.
Any suggestions?
What kind of amp was it?
He put the LC7i, that's it.
Okay, LC7i, white noise. Okay, white noise could be a slew of different things. White noise is the noise you hear when the volume is all the way down and everything is at 0. You hear that sound. It's usually caused by gains being up too high or lesser quality products. Technically, you should be getting no white noise coming out of the LC7i. However, you can also get white noise now if you're using a new car that has... Thanks, Derek. Thanks. Big D Wiz. Thank you, buddy. I'm out of here. Anyways, it's stuck in my head. White noise can be caused by several different things. Now, if you're using like a new radio that has a Class D amplifier, you can get white noise because you didn't load the amplifier back down. Meaning the amplifier needs to see a certain resistance on it in order to perform properly. And like audio control makes the new what is it? ACLGDs. The new ACLGDs that plug directly into an LC7i, which allow you the radio to see that load. And if it is that problem, we'll fix that white noise issue coming out of the tweeters. The other thing too is if the gains are just too loud, too high, then you're going to get white noise. So I would start by just turning the gains down. More than likely, that's the issue. You just have the gains up too high. If the gains are perfect, everything's, and you still have white noise, then you might need to get the load resistors to throw in there to see if that fixes the problem and puts the amplifier back into in a normal mode. What year was the car? Did it say?
He says 2014.
Yeah, I would think about maybe picking up the LGDs or the AC LGDs to just see if that helps. It's not going to hurt anything to have them in there, but it could fix the white noise issue. Otherwise, try turning the gains down. Okay.
All right. David, what size loom for a 1 gauge, 0 gauge wire? Also, what do you recommend for a high temp loom?
High temp loom? Where do we get the loom from? Shit. Honestly, when it comes to loom sizes, what size do we buy? We buy like 6 different sizes.
Yeah.
And I don't even realize what size they are anymore. I think half inch is what we use
like
for 4 gauge, and I think 3/4 might be 0 gauge. Honestly, just pick up some half-inch Temflex or some 5H Temflex. You can usually pick it up on eBay in black or some other color like that, and it should do 4 gauge or 0 gauge because you can squish it. That's that braided black stuff you see us use all the time.
Yeah.
I would go with that before I went with the loom. You can also pick up high temp Temflex that will work in a high temp area. So I would probably do that over the plastic.
Yeah. All right, so he say he's using the JLHD 905.
Oh, for an amplifier? Okay, gains need to be really low on that amplifier. It's just like an Alpine, strangely enough. But the gains need to be very low on that or you will get floor noise. That's a Class D amplifier, and those in particular, just like the Alpine P9, the V9, PDX V9, if you get the gains up too high, you get floor noise that just, wow, whistles just... sound like you're in a wind tunnel. So gains gotta be low.
All right, Michael, what are your thoughts to using like circuit breakers or fuse feed?
Okay, I will never use another circuit breaker for the rest of my life. I will always use a fuse, and as they said in the Italian job, I had a bad experience. We'll leave it at that. We don't have to though. Actually, what happened is we had a car that the guy smoked. He flicked his cigarette out the window. It didn't go out the window because he was some punk-ass kid that didn't know how to smoke.
Yeah.
It rolled into the back seat, set the back seat of the car on fire. Unfortunately for us, we had made the mistake of running our power wire in the same general area where he decided to flick his cigarette and catch the car on fire, so it burned a little portion of the back seat. The fire department came, saw the red wire there that wasn't actually even burnt, and said, "Oh, must be that." And we're like, "No." And they're like, "Well, where's the fuse?" And we're like, "Oh, we have a circuit breaker." "Well, circuit breaker must be bad." "How could the circuit breaker be bad? It's a circuit breaker. It chips when it sees a short." And they're like, "No, it must." So after that, never used a circuit breaker again since that was back in the 90s. So,
all right, Ed.
Nope.
Ed say I installed a Crunch amp,
yes,
800.4 in my wife's car.
Yeah.
Daily driving.
Big amp.
I paid $75 for the speakers and the amp. She like it. Nice.
And like I said, there's nothing wrong with cheap car audio, man. I mean, it'll work. It'll get the job done. And we sell Crunch. It's on the wall over here. You can't see it. We sell the Crunch. We sell the Hyphonics. They serve a purpose. And there again, not everybody wants Audison.
All right. Steve say, hey, have you guys listened to the new Pioneer Z series, the 6.5s?
The Z series haven't started shipping yet. As soon as they ship, we'll of course have it. We're getting a big ass display that's coming with them, I think. So yeah, no, I'm anxious to hear them too.
Well, they don't ship for us. Maybe for.
No, I think they're all shipping at the same time.
No, I think Jason said they sound really good.
Well, no, he's heard them though because they played them for him at the Mesa Summit.
Oh, there you go.
So
man.
Jason has heard them. So if Fro's house said they sounded good, he's heard them.
Good?
So he'd be the only one here that has heard them.
Yeah. Just want to say you guys had a baby girl. Huh?
What's that? Who's got a who? Say what?
I just want to say I just had a baby girl. Keep it going.
Who was that?
Yeah. Jacob.
Jacob, congratulations,
buddy.
Way to go, having a baby girl.
Nice.
Lots of fun coming your way. Lots of heartache. So much heartache.
Not really.
Oh, you kidding me? With a girl? It's nothing but heartache. Oh, Jesus. My heart aches.
Sue's gonna kill you.
Why?
I mean, actually, Haley.
Coming by Wednesday, Christian. Okay, Christian's coming by. Not sure if you saw around time it froze. No, LC2I on the sub. No, we don't know what time it froze at, so sorry about that. I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah.
We could see his new Audi.
Thomas, he said, I don't know if you guys answered the question about the ILX 207 and the DVD with 500 and...
Yeah, yes, we did. We actually, that was the last thing we talked about before the video froze. So we did cover yes, we did cover that extensively. Unfortunately, yeah, go back and check that out. Well, tomorrow on the YouTube rebroadcast. Sorry, I don't know what happened. By the time we figured out it froze, I'd already went on that tear raid. But it's a good listen to. It'll make a lot of sense when you hear it.
All right, Martin say, Dean.
Yes.
The epicenter best for the ported or seal enclosure?
We've used them on pretty much all the ported enclosures. I mean, I don't think no, we've only used. Hey, it's Haley. What's up?
There you go.
We've only used them on ported enclosures, so I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what type of box you're using because what you're trying to do is make emphasis to something that doesn't have emphasis. So you're trying to bring bass where bass doesn't exist. So if I don't know if you listen to rock at all, Van Halen has no bass. An epicenter will give Van Halen bass. So that's what you're trying to do with it. You're not trying to take, big
some
deep
of
bass.
The Spanish music, they don't
Spanish
have bass
music has no bass. That
it's different.
When you put it on that, it's just like yeah. So
yeah. Some of the Spanish music, man. Come on. Christian is coming.
Yes, I covered that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I was not there. You guys know so much. Do you guys deserve more subscribers? Thank you for the info. That's George.
I'm sorry, I was reading Keith. Keith Big Bopper Weaver says, if you have a daughter, grab all your money, walk to the nearest window, and just toss it out. I will say, I kind of agree with that, but Haley's is pretty thrifty. I mean, she respects the dollar. The older she's gotten, the better she's been with it. She realizes the dollar way more now. Of course, she's 18, but up until then, no.
But she works and everything.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, dude, you just see that little face, and you're just like, oh, yeah, sure, let's get the ponytails. let's get that. All right, you need a new brush? Let's get a new brush. Oh, you look cute in that dress. Oh, look at those shoes. All
right.
Luckily now she wears the same 10 long sleeve shirts in Florida.
All right, Matthew. It's Apple CarPlay worth it versus a regular Bluetooth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. I mean,
different animals.
They're different things. I mean, Bluetooth is just for all right. If you have an iPhone and you buy anything that is Bluetooth, you get a feature called Siri's Free, which is basically the generic CarPlay. You could say, "Read me back my last text message." She'll just come on and go, "Ding!" You have a text message from so and so. When you have CarPlay, she actually interacts with you. It's more of a two-way conversation, but the navigation and the direct play between the two, CarPlay is way cooler because it essentially takes those things that are your phone and makes it real. It makes it in your dash. You can use it as a real navigation system, just like if you've ever used a Garmin or anything like that. It's there. It's there for you to use. It's one of those things that once you get it, like if you go into a store and plug in and you use CarPlay, it's very hard for you not to buy a CarPlay radio. I'll just say that. Everyone that we show it to just automatically palm to forehead and goes, damn it, I got to spend that money now because I got to have that feature.
All right. Michael say, tell Paul it's time to upgrade the bigger building.
Yeah, we know. And that's yeah.
Jacob. No getting a boyfriend until 30.
I have no problem with that. I really don't. Or she graduates. I'm fine with graduation. So that would be fine. And we keep her too busy for that, hopefully.
All right, Thomas, where are you going to put the big Pioneer display? You will need to start wearing merchandise hat.
It's probably going to go right here where Fernando's at, is what we're thinking for right now. We're still at, right now we're at kind of a stopping point as far as the remodel goes. What I'm trying to do is get Paul used to actually having some floor space. Like right now we have this big beautiful floor space, and it's been like that for almost the 3 weeks now, which is unheard of. This display that's over here is supposed to actually be behind me, and the one that's on the other side of this that used to be on the show is supposed to be next to that. What we're trying to do is we were just going to have one long wall of displays, and then subwoofer enclosures, and maybe some sub sitting in the center. It's just tough. Yeah. So we're kind of baby stepping him into this because this is a big change for him to actually have room that isn't just crammed full of stuff. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. 70s and 80s rock.
Hey, sorry.
All right. Can you recommend 10 sub that it takes 650 watts RMS daily?
Wow, Anthony Derek Anderson.
No problem.
What's up, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the one with the Explorer.
The Explorer, the black one. Yeah, I remember.
The Sheriff CSI.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that I always go, hey, Anthony Derek Anderson, because I don't know if he's going by Anthony this week or Derek this week. Let's just call him Tony. All right, sorry, go ahead.
All right, recommend 10 sub, 650 watts.
A 10-inch sub that handles 650 watts.
Yes.
Whew.
That's it.
He's going by Anthony this week.
Box is at 1.3 cubic feet. Tune it at 33 hertz.
I'm gonna go with Scar. I'm gonna go Scar Audio on this one.
The new ones?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Scar. I would check out some offerings from Scar. Probably the VVX, the DVX, or the ZVX, depending on how much power. Well, you said the power, so I'd probably look at the VVX or the DDX.
Yeah. That's and it's gonna be around like that price that you're looking for, like 350 bucks.
Yep. So check out the Scar stuff. You can go to scaraudio.com. They have it listed right there. See if you can find a dealer near you, or they'll ship to you. What's the next question?
Okay, David say, do you sell CD chargers?
CD changers.
CD changers, yes.
Believe it or not, I actually have. I'm not joking. There's 2 CD changers in the stock room right now. I kid you not. They're there. When we got back from the hurricane, we re-cleaned out everything. I found 2 CD changers in there.
Yeah.
They're both Pioneer. One's a 6-disc, one's a 12-disc. Anybody needs an M-bus, let me know. Just saying. I also have cartridges. Brand new in box.
All right, Chip. It's possible to rewire F-150 front doors. Can you make a video?
Here's the problem with the F-150s. It is a Molex plug, and you do have to drill through the plug to do that. And right now, we don't like to drill through the plugs anymore if we can avoid it, because it's drilling through the plug in the door. And if you take a brand new truck and you drill a hole through the Molex, and there's something that goes wrong with the door, you may run into some issues and having to buy somebody some parts for their cars that you really have no control over. So we try to avoid that at all costs as far as that goes. Now, if there's pins that are in the door, then what we'll do is we'll try to find the pin. Like if there's open pin spots, then what we'll do is we'll go through our extensive inventory of wiring harnesses and try to find the pins that will go into them. And then we'll just repin the door. That's what we try to do most of the time. And lately we've been pretty successful at it, is actually finding the pins.
Right.
So that's what you may have to do, is actually, if you have a stereo shop near you, take your door panel apart, look at the pins, maybe go to the local car stereo shop and ask them if you can take a look at, have one of the installers say, hey, can you take a look at this and maybe see if you've ever seen this pin style before? And if you do, sell me that harness and then rob those pins out of it and repin the door.
All right, Kenneth say, if you guys were in a 14.5 hours away, I get you like working my Forester.
It's only 14.5 miles.
Yeah. You haven't seen a decent video done. Yeah.
No, and I agree. Yeah, the Forester's not real popular here. At least not here. No. I don't think we've worked on maybe a handful of them over the years. And I don't know why. It's a pretty sexy car. I was actually looking at them the other day.
But when we have one, we want to make.
Oh, of course. If we get one, I mean, we film every day. So I mean, if one comes in, we'll film it. Favorite double-in touchscreen with Apple CarPlay. Don't care if it has a CD player. Ooh. Well, that's an interesting question.
Okay. Favorite double-in touchscreen with Apple CarPlay. I don't care about CD player.
I just read that question. That was funny.
Oh, yeah?
I read the same question.
Okay.
Derek wants to sell his wants to sell his Scar and go slimline Rockfords to save space.
Anthony, he said Anthony.
Whatever. I call poo-poo on that one. He's never going to be happy. I mean, he had the T2 in there and he loved that. So, Foresters, bring it to me. We do tons. See? You guys, it's the four-wheel drive, but you're probably farther than we are away from them, Jason. Favorite CarPlay radio? And there again, that's what we've talked about on this show, first part and second part, is, you know, the ILX 107 is the CarPlay's, the Apple guy's geeky-ass radio, because if you have an 8, you buy the electrostatic charge, or whatever it's called, you know, you can do wireless CarPlay and rock on, and be good to go. Other than that, CarPlay is the same no matter what brand radio you use. So, whether you have an Alpine, whether you have a Alpine, I'm sorry, why did I say Alpine twice? If you have Pioneer, you have Kenwood, you have JVC, you have Sony, CarPlay is going to be identical. What you want to do is then find a radio that you like. I mean, the background features. Do you like the way the tuner, the screen works? Do you like any of that stuff? That's what you want to try to find. And as far as the favorite goes, that's tough. All right, so thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. Hey,
Thank
Dean
you.
Fernando, can you use a USB splitter? No USB splitters. None of that stuff. Can't use USB splitters at all. All right, well, this has been a fun night. Sorry about it freezing up. If you guys missed any of the answers to your questions, like we said.
But thank you for coming back.
Yes, thanks for coming back. It means a lot to us that you guys are involved.
Wait for the new show.
Yeah, news this week sometime. Don't know when, so hold your breath.
I'm going to bring my tie.
See you,
Thank
Jason.
you, Jason.
Thanks for all your help, buddy. Derek, I'll be contacting you here soon, so I have some really neat idea. And it's really dumb on my part, but I'm excited.
That's great.
Haley's freaking out. She can't wait.
Really?
Oh yeah, she's like, when are we gonna do it? I gotta text him back. She's like, well, text him back.
Come on.
All right. Thanks, you guys, as always. You guys have a great night, and we will see you later next time. Bye. Anthony, give me a call. We'll figure something out. Okay, buddy.
Bye.
See you guys.